Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today I'm going to show you a new prototype of a magazine for the pistol crossbows. Ja, das ist die englische Version des Videos. Wenn ihr lieber die deutsche schauen möchtet, der Link ist unten im Text. Okay, a little bit of background information. These pistol crossbows are immensely successful. They were introduced probably 30 years ago or something by EK Archery, and they have been single shot versions for most of their life. And then about 10 or 15 years ago, I don't really recall, I developed a magazine for the first one. And actually it was super successful. People loved it. And over the time I worked with different companies and they brought out different versions, always getting better and better. I decided to put the development into the public domain, even for commercial purposes, so there's no patent, no nothing on it. Everybody can make a commercial product out of it, in the hope that there would actually be a huge competition of companies making these things better and better. And it worked. It really worked. So by now, many thousands of these crossbows have been sold in different variations from different manufacturers, like EK Archery, like Steambow, like Horizon, like Yak. You know, some of them I haven't even seen. But definitely there is a whole market, and I absolutely love that. I love that these guys have to compete with each other fiercely, because it's gonna make the product better. And it's making me more famous. The latest iteration of magazine-equipped crossbows that I presented was a prototype, a homemade prototype for the adder, and it actually had two rows. It was like stacked magazines, so the arrows were stacked, so that I could fit in 18 bolts in the magazine that normally only fits like 7. And that technology has now been introduced to the pistol crossbows too. There is a new manufacturer, the company called Mai from Coburg, Germany, and they actually have developed a magazine for all these pistol crossbows that is double stacked. So you have a double stacked row of arrows, so that within this small space we can fit in 12 bolts instead of only 6. Plus also they have a dispenser integrated that actually decouples the bolt in the groove from the spring-loaded magazine, so that the pressure on the bolt in the groove is always the same, and that is actually great for accuracy. So this has twice the mag capacity and also is way more accurate than everything that I've seen before. So this is the present or the past, for whatever stance you would like to take. 6 shots. And this is the future, 12 shots. So as I said, this is just a prototype. It will be much nicer looking because of fancy prints on them. But it's also made from steel, which makes it really solid. And here you can see the dispenser. I'm going to show it to you in action later on. Now, the company Mai does not make an entire crossbow, so you will only be able to buy a magazine, and the magazine fits on any Cobra MX, it fits on a Stinger 1 and 2, it fits on even the very first Vipers that we sold in the old Slingshot channel store a long time ago. Because, you know, the dimension is always the same. You fix it here and then you install it here, and that's about it. So it's actually universally fitting on all these little pistol crossbows, but it does not fit on the adder because that's a completely different crossbow. So as you now can see, I put all 12 bolts in here, and it's a tight fit, but it does fit. And now we can simply go and start shooting. You will also notice that there is nothing in the groove here. It's empty. And that is going to change as soon as I start repeating. Because when I start repeating, see what happens. So I repeat, and now, as you can see, now this thing was dispensed into here, like so. Sometimes it only happens on the way forward, and sometimes on the way right when I cock it. But now this thing is very closely in here, and as you see, the distance to the string is really close. So this means that you have full power and it's not damaging the bolt. Okay. So the interesting part is that since the lower groove is not touched by the spring anymore, the pressure on the lowest bolt is always the same. Whereas normally, if you use a magazine that doesn't have that technique, the spring power is very high when the magazine is full, because then the spring is fully compressed, and it gets lower as the magazine is getting emptier and emptier. And when it's almost empty, when there's only one left, then actually the bolt speed is the highest because the amount of friction is the lowest. So that when you would just fixed mount this thing and record the shots, you would see it's like a sewing machine. You know, the bolt hits higher and higher and higher because the friction is lower and lower and lower. So this is not great for accuracy, whereas here the pressure on the lowest ball is always the same, which is great for accuracy. So then let's do 12 shots in a row. That was it. Now comes the zombie accuracy test. So this is 12-meter shooting distance, and I'm shooting at balloons that are just about the size of the palm of my hand, because that's about the size of the target that you have to hit to eliminate a zombie. We have 9 balloons. I'm going to attach this one before we start, and 12 volts. Let's see if we can clear them. Nine shots, 9 balloons. So now we will do the ultimate zombie accuracy test. I got 3 balloons at 30-meter distance, so that's quite a long distance. And the balloons are pumped out a little more. They're like shoebox size, if you know what I mean. Let's see if we can hit them. Although this is at the limit of what these little crossbows can do, and also at my personal limit as a shooter. Ah! Ha! 4 shots, 3 balloons. Question number 1. So do I have to wait while buying my new pistol crossbow? No, because this is an accessory and it is not a complete product. This means you can't buy it just together with the crossbow. You just have to buy the magazine and then install it on a Cobra MK2 or on a Stinger 1 or a Stinger 2. You can simply exchange the magazine in this thing or add it for the first time. But it is not sold as a product that comes with a pistol crossbow. Question number 2. When will it be available? We don't know this yet. I still have to give these guys a little bit of a feedback so that they have to enhance a few things that I see as still necessary. I think it may be available first in the beginning of the new year. That is my best guess, but it's only a guess. What is it going to cost? I don't know this yet. I really have no idea. We still have to calculate everything, and right now all the currency exchange rates are completely fluctuating. We don't know this yet, and no, we also don't have an estimation. You just have to wait a little bit, okay? Is this also compatible with other bolts? Yes, you can put in the Steambow bodkins and the Steambow broadheads, also the other products made for the Stinger 1 and Stinger 2, it all fits in that magazine, it's the same bolts. Then the question arises, do I really need 12 shots in a little muscle-powered pistol crossbow? Of course you do. I mean, 12 shots is better than 6, and 18 would be better than 12, and 24 would be better than 18. Of course, I mean, come on, you can just load 6 bolts into the 12-shot magazine if you want. But obviously, the more bolts you have, the better it is. It's better to have them and not need them than the other way around, right? And then the next inevitable question, why is your beard so gray? That's because it is gray. Most of the time I put a little bit of dye inside, because otherwise I think I'm looking so pale. And I don't have a problem with the age, but I think it just lets me look so pale. So I don't like it, especially not in the winter, where my skin is also more pale than it is now. So I may go back to dyeing it. What do you think? Should I continue? Leave a comment and tell me if you like the beard better this way or the dyed way. All right, I hope you like the features, because that's it for today. Thanks, and... bye-bye.